We have a vision to be an international university of choice, anchored in Africa, dynamically shaping the future. At UJ, we're committed to creating a teaching and learning environment that will retain and produce visionary, able, innovative people who remain firmly at the center of creating tomorrow.
On behalf of the Council and the Executive Management and UJ staff, it gives me great pleasure to welcome our university graduates and guests to this virtual graduation ceremony. As is the case in many parts of the world, South Africans are currently experiencing elements of a state of national lockdown due to the pandemic. This is without doubt a defining global crisis of our time and the most significant challenge we have faced in a long time. Due to restrictions on public gatherings during COVID-19 pandemic, the university had to postpone its graduations, which would have comprised of more than 60 graduation ceremonies. The qualifications will instead be awarded and conferred to our graduates in absentia by means of this virtual graduation ceremony. Higher education, like many other sectors, is reeling under the impact of the disease. As we all continue to navigate through these unique and evolving challenges, the University of Johannesburg has taken the necessary steps to ensure business continuity. I would like to express my sincere appreciation to all our staff for their support to our students during these challenging times. Due to the commitment from our staff and students, we completed the 2020 year on time and with an improved student success rate. In total, almost 1,300 academic qualifications are awarded and conferred at these virtual graduation ceremonies. This includes more than 10,000 undergraduate diplomas or degrees and almost 2,300 postgraduate degrees, including more than 500 master's and 100 doctoral degrees. Given that a graduation ceremony is such a momentous occasion in a student's life, we hope to have a celebration ceremony for our graduates later in the year. I'm reminded of the words of our former President Nelson Mandela, and I quote, "Our children are the rock on which our future will be built, our greatest asset as a nation. They will be the leaders of our country, the creators of our national wealth, who care and protect our people." Close quote. Graduates, you have been groomed for leadership. You are equipped to join the world of work locally and abroad. You are empowered to be a leader in the fourth industrial revolution, where technology is infused in our workplaces, homes, and all aspects of our lives. The world you are venturing into is abundant with opportunities, but is also beset with challenges. Yet you have the most fantastic opportunity to be the architects and builders of a new world as you embark on your selected career. We know that you will use your successes and your strength to make positive contributions to society as responsible corporate citizens and future leaders. As you glow with justified pride in your successes, bear in mind that you have not walked this journey alone. You have walked with your fellow students, lecturers, tutors, and the firm encouragement and support of family and friends. As you bask in your achievements and move on to the next chapter, we take this moment to thank them for being your walking companions. Graduates, we hope to see you again when furthering with your studies and as active alumni. On behalf of UJ, I would like to congratulate all our graduates. Chancellor, I now request you to confer or award their respective qualifications. I thank you. Ngiyabonga bayadanki.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I now constitute this meeting as a lawful congregation of the University of Johannesburg. e le ge ke hlompha maatla ao ke filweng go ona, bjale ke thea phuthego ye ya go ba semolao University ya Johannesburg. Krachtens die bevoegdhede aan my toevertrouw, verklaar ek nou hierdie vergadering as 'n wettige kongregasie van die Universiteit van Johannesburg. Ngenxa yegunya enginikwe lona, ngimisa lo mhlangano njengokuhlangana okusemthethweni kwenyuvesi yase-Johannesburg. I hereby confirm the conferral or awarding of the qualifications on the candidates as listed in the graduation programs. Executive Dean, please present the faculty and the candidates.
The Faculty of Law, being one of 7 faculties and college of the University of Johannesburg, is the second smallest. It refuses, however, to be defined by this when viewed from various perspectives. Faculty members contribute to articles in accredited law journals, author books, book chapters, and present papers across our globe. The faculty holds the research chair in international law under the National Research Foundation and has 4 other active research centers, namely the Center for Banking Law, CBL, the Center for International and Comparative Labor and Social Security Law, CICLAS, the Center for Private International Law in Emerging Economies, and the South African Institute for Advanced Constitutional, Public, Human Rights and International Law, SIFAC. These research centers produce publications, arrange seminars, and submit reports to national and international bodies. The 2020 Times Higher Education World University Rankings by Subject Law has ranked UJ Law in the top 190 worldwide in the 151 plus band of this ranking. The Faculty of Law at UJ is one of the 6 South African faculties of law ranked by the 2020 Times Higher Education World University Rankings by Subject Law. Exchange agreements with foreign universities on several continents enhance our international profile. International commercial law is the flagship domain of the faculty. A distinguished professor and distinguished visiting professor collaborate with main international role players in this branch of law, including International Institute for the Unification of Private Law, UNIDRIT, and the Hague Conference on Private International Law, for which the faculty serves as an information node and repository library. The Journal of South African Law, published since 1976 under the auspices of the faculty, ranks with a select number of South African law journals included on the Social Sciences Citation Index, an internationally acknowledged list of accredited journals. The faculty's commitment to teaching and learning is best showcased by its first-year program, which includes an integrated tutor system, varied use of technologies in support of student learning, the promotion of learning communities, and collaborative learning. This is migrated through to all our final year students who are required to work in one of our 3 law clinics. The faculty is acutely aware of the challenges our graduates encounter as members of a generation faced with global grand challenges such as energy, water, environment, urbanization, poverty, global governance, and ethics. These issues are wrapped up in legal and moral dimensions. Moreover, living in a world that is global, integrated, interconnected, and mutually dependent demands responsible national and international citizenship. The sagacity our graduates require to address dilemmas arising throughout their lives and careers is an ever-present phenomenon. As a result, we at the Faculty of Law strive to impart more than conceptual and normative theories and principles of law, an ethos of to be, as opposed merely to know, is what makes an appreciable difference in our graduates. A difference that will equip them with the essentials of what is required to be able to solve problems as legal practitioners, members of the corporate world, holders of public office, and citizens. On behalf of the Faculty of Law, I congratulate our graduates and wish them success in their future endeavors. I thank you.
Miss Lee Shane Ashlyn Abrahams, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Ben Baloyi, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Musala Comfort Bunukwani, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Wester Vuma, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Andrew Kagiso Ebisa, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Ms. Shalati Beatrix Shauke, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Vincent Tinyiko Chauke, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Fulufelo Dangale, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Ms. Melanie DeBrain, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mrs. Buitumelo Dorothy Hlongwani, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Silence Rulani Hobiani, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Ms. Andiswa Hani Janchis, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Ms. Luyanda Jikelani, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mrs. Stephanie Jones, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Ms. Lamise Joseph, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Mzigai Sekala, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Ms. Siroroke Petunia Kawa, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Andrew Musala Kulube, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Ms. Babalwa Kotobe, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Tembikosi Kumalo, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mrs. Natasha Latakhan, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Mpo Romeo Lidwaba, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Maroba Daniel Liputi, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Ramulube John Letswalo, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Ms. Ndani Catherine Mabazabaza, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Philcon Mabasa, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Lwazi Madikane, Diploma in Paralegal Studies.
With distinction.
Ms. Nomfusi Miranda Mafa, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mrs. Tobegile Nontlantla Magadla, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Sandile Makilingini, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Ms. Zanele Mahlangu, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Ms. Katlejo Makeng, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Ms. Lisejo Isabella Machaye, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Ms. Tembega Makaza, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Ms. Zandile Makosi, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Lisula Brown Malachi, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Jacob Madimeja Malatsi, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Bongani Sboniso Oprimalaza, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Siabonga Maleza, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Yolanda Desri Madibe, Diploma in Paralegal Studies.
With distinction.
Mr. Ngobile Malinga, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Mashabela Andris Mangwenyani, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Mashudu Maposa, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mrs. Lirato Jacqueline Mariri, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Cornelius Martinez Maritz, Diploma in Paralegal Studies.
With distinction.
Ms. Katlejo Marupula, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Ms. Puisano Marosa, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Ms. Koketso Natasha Mashiho, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Jacob Lihlohonolo Mashego, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Ms. Mukateko Lucia Masia, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Ms. Pindilo Masindi, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Ms. Gladys Maswanganyi, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mrs. Pilu Violet Matabate, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Ida Primrose Matebula, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Masejo Tinyiko Matebula, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Queen Prince Matiza, Diploma in Paralegal Studies.
With distinction.
Mrs. Bulelwa Matiwani, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Tsietsi Mudikwe Machiu, Diploma in Paralegal Studies.
With distinction.
Mr. Mulalo Vincent Matumba, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Mzuvele Mazibuko, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Studuzo Pesimbata, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Sipesihle Mdagani, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mrs. Lucia Dombeziningi Mdala, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Bongisile Mia, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Pumulani Sandile Mlojwa, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Sharon Sikhanyiso Mncube, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mrs. Tabisang Nomonde Mnyaiza, Diploma in Paralegal Studies.
With distinction.
Miss Sitati Adeline Confidence Muache, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Poshia Velepi Mohane, Diploma in Paralegal Studies.
With distinction.
Miss Malibone Pamela Mukwena, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Tefi Franz Mukwetla, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Mpo Joseph Molekwa, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Temba Patrick Muloi, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Khosiami Kwapeng Bueketsi, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Marale Moshe Moraka, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Muyahabo Jenny Morata, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Perseverance Mutlabi, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Kiulupile Winnie Mutronye, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Nsekiseng Henrietta Mutloung, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Priti Mpakumpaku, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Mashudu Laki Mpaha, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Kiamukhetsi Mutlabaile Mshe, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Lindiwe Esther Msomi, Diploma in Paralegal Studies.
With distinction.
Dr. Lebogang Michael Mtombeni, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Nomusa Mtshali, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Ndanduleni Hendrik Mudau, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Kmeshan Naik, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Caroline Pihelang Nale, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mrs. Bongile Ndlovu, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Lusapo Alroy Desmond Ndumela, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Precious Nobelungu Ngobo, Diploma in Paralegal Studies.
With distinction.
Mr. Yamgela Ngeyane, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Nozwakele Ngothando Ngobeza, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mrs. Nape Priket Nkwana, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Mfanufigile Ezrom Nkosi, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Nogwanda Quinet Nkuna, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Nandipha Jessica Nkutu, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Mandisa Ntlatsana, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Helenita Tsolofelo Ntana Pasha, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Sarah Rebecca Shedrack Nundikiso, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Hanif Piersaib, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Lee Vanre Shannon Peterson, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Palisa Elizabeth Patswani, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Nikita KB Pillay, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Pearl Sibongile Khatebe, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Khitlela Ramakoloi, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Goodwill Lufulo Rambau, Diploma in Paralegal Studies.
Mr. Redmond Slonipa Rikotso, Diploma.
Mr. Cody Sean Rowe, Diploma in Paralegal Studies.
With distinction.
Mr. Lishata Job Siabi, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Wanamalima Debucho Douglas Sibohwani, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Sija Robert Sibula, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Patricia Tabang Sehanka, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Tebucho David Sikati, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Ufaletsi Tsepo Siloi, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Pelogazi September, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Nonke Precious Shabangu, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Kukuletu Shabangu, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Jablile Smelani, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mrs. Ronel Patricia Singh, Diploma in Paralegal Studies.
With distinction.
Mr. Minolta Sitole, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Boniwe Desire Soko, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Ellen Alina Tawe, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Newo Tulare, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Malifetsani Tladi, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Siabonga Shabalala, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Lisejo Tsotetsi, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Pumeza Vayeke, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Pumelele Nonkululeko Xaba, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Kuselo Lwazi Chuma, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Dimakazo Zukula, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Ntombeningi Triza Zwane, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Mr. Samuel Peggy Zwane, Diploma in Paralegal Studies. Miss Nicola Leach, Baccalaureus Artium. Miss Tembisile Truly Mbata, Baccalaureus Commercial Law. Mr. Kulisumnoto Makazunyiswe Dlamini, Baccalaureus Legum. Miss Alien Engelbrecht, Baccalaureus Legum. Miss Simone Cyrili Ephraim, Baccalaureus Legum. Miss Ntabiseng Hlahaswani, Baccalaureus Legum. Mr. Ayavuya Reginald Jack, Baccalaureus Legum. Mr. Kind Ngeso Kubai, Baccalaureus Legum. Miss Nomathamsanga Kunene, Baccalaureus Legum. Mr. Tsietsi Emson Libakeng, Baccalaureus Ligam. Mr. Baltimore Jabulani Malamula, Baccalaureus Ligam. Miss Matabo Mapule, Baccalaureus Ligam. Mr. Nkhalabye Ronald Marota, Baccalaureus Ligam. Mr. Lishohonolo Chweni Masombuka, Baccalaureus Ligam. Miss Sinamile Makosazana Mtungwa, Baccalaureus Ligam. Miss Lisiho Precious Mochaka, Baccalaureus Ligam. Mr. Tsepo Rifilwe Ranko, Baccalaureus Ligam. Miss Nolwazi Tutugile Smelani, Baccalaureus Ligam. Miss Kilebogile Lena Vena, Baccalaureus Ligam. Miss Amanda Portia Achiampong, Baccalaureus Ligam. Miss Mabatu Pebeti Teshia Apani, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Miss Tom Jody Arens, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Miss Rafesa Bigam Atawola, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Mr. Muyeketsi Ben, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Mr. Joshua Peter Bausha, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Mr. Mulangawa Budzi Bulala, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Mr. Masai Gibson Butani, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Mr. Thabo Itumeleng Buthelezi, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Mr. Gert Njusheko Buma, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Ms. Tariro Lorraine Chakwakwama, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Mr. Tsifalo Clifford Chauke, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Miss Cynthia Carlos Chimatilo, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Mr. Reese Benito Chinine, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Mr. Farai Chirwa, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Miss Tlulelo Chweni, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Miss Ngobile Hlengiwe Daki, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Miss Siabonga Dlamini, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Miss Percy Tobeka Dlamini, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Miss Entle Yunin Dlamini, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Miss Michelle Dos Santos, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Mr. Nico Fesser Duplessis, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Mrs. Monique Ferreira, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Miss Annabelle Galanos, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Miss Dipalima Genzin, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Miss Lara Helderblum, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Mr. Meneshem Mendel Gedelski, Baccalaureus Ligam Law.
With distinction.
Mr. Lita Halam, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Miss Langelihle Hanyani, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Miss Iman Hartley, Baccalaureus Ligam Law.
With distinction.
Mr. Mohammed Hussein, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Mr. Lukra Binene Ilunga, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Mr. Shaheen Sheikh Ismail, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Mr. Gulam Sabir Ismail, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Miss Fatima Zara Jaffer, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Miss Christine Sarah January, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Miss Wadzanai Rose Jour, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Miss Lebohang Vanessa Jonas, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Mr. Mutusi Kamanga, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Miss Litabo Cham Hopa, Baccalaureus Ligam Law. Miss Kitumeti Innocentia Khaile, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Kabelo Paulos Keswa, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Nontsikelelo Martha Khoza, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Keletso Belinda Kunong, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Valentine Nosipho Kubeka, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Lindokuhle Sandile Kunene, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Zakir Lucky, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Ritabile Salmina Libese, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Notando Natasha Likuleni, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Mama Luko Cindy Likodiba, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Mahlodi Lirutla, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Khomotso Leshabani, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Tabiso Lisufi, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Tyler Peter Lilienfeld, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Justice Law, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mrs. Mangele Kwezi Lutuli, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Masejo Prudence Make, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Shumirai Mabasa, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Anele Naomi Mabaso, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Spelele Langelihle Mabika, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Talent Mabunda, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Mpendulo Machazi, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Joanne Ross Kudzai Madzinga, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Tishana Maharaj, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Nkululeko Walter Mahlangu, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Nyeleti Mahlaule, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Khutazo Tato Maja, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Nadia Majam, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Catherine Makaya, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Sibusiso Joseph Makukule, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Louis Simpiwe Makubele, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Andile Malaki, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Amanda Ayanda Guguletu Malinga, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Tsehufatsu Teshia Malope, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Pilenda Maluleke, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Mulebuheng Nokolo Mamiale, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Tlaisheho Mujaji Mamukhale, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Lufuno Mandiwana, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Midwa Treasure Mangane, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Nduduzo Viwe Manqele, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Lisedi Mukwadibe Manyaka, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Mendra Tinyiko Manyike, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Banele Manzini, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Khawkhelo Maponya, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Sikawu Unthatile Mareka, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Mukhau Palisa Maroja, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Sinenhlanhla Sifiso Masego, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Ngobile Necessary Masego, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Tabiso Mashele, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Riboni Sharon Lebogang Mashiane, Baccalaureus Legal Law. Miss Hangwani Masikwa, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Khatutelo Masindi, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Gidiboni Michelle Matole, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Shane Machumo, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Mthokoziseni Kwandokuhle Mavundla, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Lwazi Watson Mavuso, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. L. May, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Aphiwe Mdagani, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mrs. Busile Mhlalose, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Nadine Menkis, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Tabang Clary Mitladi, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Gcinabantu Mhlahlo, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Innocent Xolani Mguni, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Siabusa Penekeli Mnisi, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Sipho Trevor Mnxuma, Baccalaureus Legal Law. Miss Siphesihle Sanele Rebecca Mnyandu, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Manare Violet Mwabelo, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Manuku Muahi, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Makobo Ntswaki Bridget Mudika, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Tato Mbusi Mudimueng, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Lisiho Mudise, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Zelda Moho Mufukeng, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Mahlatsi Jolene Mohale, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Khalaletsang Miriam Mohapi, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Tulufelo Olga Mukhorosi, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Buitumelo Muhlapi, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Mulifi David Muhlomi, Baccalaureus Legal Law. Miss Tirelo Waitsi Muilwa, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Ntinkani Joseph Mukwena, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Comfort Mabelani, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Katleho Precious Muloi, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Robin Winston Vuyo Monteiro, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Mulatelo Felicia Munyepau, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Katleho Mutami, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Brian Kamuhelo Mutlohung, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Queeneth Lebohang Mutsitsi, Baccalaureus Legal Law. Miss Tinyiko Truth Muwai, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Sisanda Msebe, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Nomalanga Nompumelelo Mthembu, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Sonto Mthembu, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Zinhle Primrose Mthembu, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Tsogofatso Tshwarelo Mthembu, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Nothando Nonkululeko Mthethwa, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Felicity Ronna Mthombeni, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Evendren Naidu, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Sameshni Naidu, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Jainal Nasai, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Pindile Ncube, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Nonhlanhla Michelle Ncube, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Clepetone Kiratile Ncube, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Ribalani Ndlovu, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Moses Terry Ndlovu, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Vuisile Joy Ndlovu, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Fiona Nemalili, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Lekon Nemauluma, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mrs. Shumani Ethel Nemuchili, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Nogutula Ngomane, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Zizipho Njawuza, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Sipesihle Sphamandla Nkabinde, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Mandisa Karen Nkabinde, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Mulisa Nkumeleni, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Lindani Providence Nkomo, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Inga Nkonjani, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Clementine Nkosi, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Nontsikelelo Senamile Nkosi, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Liziwe Abigail Nompumza, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Sizwe Nxumalo, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Dumo Nyati, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Nomqhele Monica Nyati, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Quina Nyirenda, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Wilaimina Akua Okran, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mrs. Anke Piri, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Lisiho Ralekwa, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Puledi Tebugo Rapila, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Unamanda Rasikinya, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss God's Favor Alexander Samuel, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Matabe Augustina Scott, Baccalaureus Legum Law.
With distinction.
Mr. Wasim Ishmael Sidat, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Lungile Sehwana, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Katleho Sihula, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Ineleng Sihularo, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Spiwe Sipeng, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Hloniphile Valencia Shongwe, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Heidi Palisa Shongwe, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Vuyo Shongwe, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Bongubuhle Michelle Sibanda, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Precious Nolutando Sibego, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Ntandoyenkosi Innocent Sigasa, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Lynette Tendai Sigudu, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Sigobise Sigwabe, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Kananelo Sibusiso Sikhakhane, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Nosipho Sikhosana, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Tashen Ethan Simons, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Portia Penelope Sipambili, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Leletu Ithemba Lokugcina Siqola, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Jacqueline Mbali Sithole, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Rebecca Siwela, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Emmanuel Vusi Skosana, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Atinkosi Sokhanyile, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Arno Spangenberg, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Atini Stembu, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Sabrina Sophia Ruivo Zabo, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Mr. Mohammed Riaz Dagari, Baccalaureus Legum Law. Miss Pinky Phumzile Tabete, Baccalaureate Legal Law. Miss Lusamba Chancel Chimpuki, Baccalaureate Legal Law. Miss Zanga Chishonge, Baccalaureate Legal Law. Miss Ntateng Tsweu, Baccalaureate Legal Law. Mrs. Michaeline Kidiboni Tsotetsi, Baccalaureate Legal Law. Miss Ronia Rita Tunira, Baccalaureate Legal Law. Miss Sivuisiwe Twalo, Baccalaureate Legal Law. Miss Faith Kulani Ubisi, Baccalaureate Legal Law. Miss Tanya van der Westhuizen, Baccalaureate Legal Law. Miss Chandre van Donner, Baccalaureate Legal Law. Mr. Stephen van Wyk, Baccalaureate Legal Law. Miss Suhail Vauda, Baccalaureate Legal Law. Miss Hasina Wadi, Baccalaureate Legal Law. Miss Famida Wadi, Baccalaureate Legal Law. Miss Ntombizodwa Yengwa, Baccalaureate Legal Law. Mr. Tatenda Zoya, Baccalaureate Legal Law. Miss Minenhle Precious Zimbili, Baccalaureate Legal Law. Mr. Malibongwe Zungu, Baccalaureate Legal Law. Miss Millicent Ntombifuthi Cele, Bachelor of Arts in Law. Mr. Lungile Diba, Bachelor of Arts in Law. Mr. Veshni Govender, Bachelor of Arts in Law.
With distinction.
Miss Puseletso Edlet Harris, Bachelor of Arts in Law. Miss Yamkela Jali, Bachelor of Arts in Law. Miss Rihluletsi Shadi Kekane, Bachelor of Arts in Law. Mr. Jonjo Quinina, Bachelor of Arts in Law. Miss Buitumelo Melantha Manaba, Bachelor of Arts in Law. Miss Busisiwe Innocentia Muloi, Bachelor of Arts in Law. Mr. Sibonga Gonke Gift Mashaba, Bachelor of Arts in Law.
Miss Neliswas Natemba Mukhabi, Bachelor of Arts.
Miss Babalo Mulakeng, Bachelor of Arts in Law. Mr. Oleta Joseph Mulobi, Bachelor of Arts in Law. Mr. Jacob Kananelo Munzu, Bachelor of Arts in Law. Miss Mule Kiamogetsi Mutaung, Bachelor of Arts in Law. Mr. Wandile Ndaba, Bachelor of Arts in Law. Mr. Nhlanhla Themba Mpho Dlamlenze, Bachelor of Arts in Law. Miss Senamile Dieketseng Ngwenya, Bachelor of Arts in Law. Miss Tlakale Yolanda Rorisang Pasha, Bachelor of Arts in Law. Miss Maria Paula Raphael, Bachelor of Arts in Law. Miss Tshegofatso Rethabile Rafube, Bachelor of Arts in Law. Mr. Eshwin Tebogo Marlon Reed, Bachelor of Arts in Law. Mr. Kanyiso Sifuba, Bachelor of Arts in Law. Miss Kiara Stewart, Bachelor of Arts in Law. Mr. Mudupi Teventau, Bachelor of Arts in Law. Miss Mazanga Chilimandila, Bachelor of Arts in Law. Miss Bongumusa Xaba, Bachelor of Arts in Law. Mr. Snim Aisen, Bachelor of Commerce, Law. Mr. Robert Peter Bauman, Bachelor of Commerce, Law. Miss Jessica Lee Ferreira da Silva, Bachelor of Commerce, Law. Miss Megan Kerry Date Chong, Bachelor of Commerce, Law. Mr. Arthur Najib Diab, Bachelor of Commerce, Law. Mr. Muhammad Ibrahim, Bachelor of Commerce, Law. Mr. Yami Yoste, Bachelor of Commerce, Law. Mr. Grant Tsulu Kabani, Bachelor of Commerce, Law. Miss Michelle Faith Castillo, Bachelor of Commerce Law. Miss Chanel Matlakala Kekana, Bachelor of Commerce Law. Miss Sophie Nombulelo Kowa, Bachelor of Commerce Law. Miss Charlotte Manda, Bachelor of Commerce Law. Mr. Wasim Musa, Bachelor of Commerce Law. Miss Janita Nagoro, Bachelor of Commerce Law. Mr. Mwekezi Ritabile Nyengule, Bachelor of Commerce Law. Miss Ember Klo Emma Pituos, Bachelor of Commerce Law. Miss Kiamukhetsu Rachel Rasiroka, Bachelor of Commerce Law. Miss Mpeji Masichaba Ratau, Bachelor of Commerce Law. Miss Nogupiwa Fortunate Yawa, Bachelor of Commerce Law. Mr. Yao Fobi Asiedu Dankwa, Master of Laws, Banking Law. Mr. Stefan Laing, Master of Laws, Banking Law.
With distinction.
Miss Comfort Mabelani, Master of Laws, Banking Law. Mr. Mkhutwani Blessing Poko, Master of Laws, Banking Law. Mr. Kelezo Clifford Bolani, Master of Laws, Commercial Law. Miss Kaylin Shi Kopinga, Master of Laws, Commercial Law. Mr. Warren Mark Daniels, Master of Laws, Commercial Law. Miss Tsokofatso Elisa Dlamini, Master of Laws, Commercial Law. Miss Shandi Duplessis, Master of Laws, Commercial Law. Miss Liza Govender, Master of Laws, Commercial Law. Miss Mampo Apelele Babu, Master of Laws, Commercial Law. Miss Sidasha Naidu, Master of Laws, Commercial Law. Mr. Awakiwe Dumo Ngube, Master of Laws, Commercial Law. Miss Lindelwa Felicity Ngwenya, Master of Laws, Commercial Law. Mr. Benjamin Van Sale, Master of Laws, Commercial Law. Mrs. Melisiwe Zigalala, Master of Laws, Commercial Law. Mr. Brendan Patrick Casey, Master of Laws, Corporate Law.
With distinction.
Miss Ntombentle Candice Masondo, Master of Laws, Corporate Law. Mrs. Igla Bear, Master of Laws, Drafting and Interpretation of Contracts. Mvunyiswa, Master of Laws, Human Rights Law. Miss Joanne Nabuma, Master of Laws, Human Rights Law. Miss Gabrielle Ying Liang, Master of Laws, International Commercial Law. Mr. Cuthbert Simbarashe Madziwa, Master of Laws, International Commercial Law. Miss Makanani Anastasia Manganye, Master of Laws, International Commercial Law. Miss Kalenga Kalubi Raisa, Master of Laws, International Commercial Law. Mr. Michael John Nascimento Gomez, Master of Laws, International Law. Miss Refilwe Helen Katha, Master of Laws, International Law. Miss Meita Nonkululego Maepa, Master of Laws, International Law. Miss Sheshe Masitenyani, Master of Laws, Labor Law. Miss Vanessa Kurisani Mukari, Master of Laws, Labor Law. Miss Sudeshni Naidu, Master of Laws, Labor Law. Mr. Daniel Michael Trolip, Master of Laws, Labor Law. Miss Rutendo Chapwanya, Master of Laws, LLM in Intellectual Property Law. Mr. Mpo Fanuel Isaac Gama, Master of Laws, LLM in Intellectual Property Law. Mr. Tato Mpedi Muloto, Master of Laws, LLM in Intellectual Property Law. Miss Julia Ross, Master of Laws, LLM in Intellectual Property Law.
With distinction. The Chancellor's Medal for the Most Meritorious Master Study for 2020 in the Faculty of Law is awarded to Julia Ross.
Mr. Fadzwa Shava, Master of Laws, LLM in Intellectual Property Law. Mr. Nasir Sulman Hashim Ali, Master of Laws, Tax Law. Ms. Sandra Bridget Mahumani, Master of Laws, Tax Law. Mr. Tashiti Given Muloto, Master of Laws, Tax Law. Mr. Sillo Ernest Rasilome, Master of Laws, Tax Law.
Ms. Humaira Abdullah, Master of Laws. Mr. Johannes Bruver, Master of Laws. Ms. Nompilo Koleka Kalega, Master of Laws. Ms. Nazreen Golding, Master of Laws. Mr. Tamsanka Tebucho Mogaba Kekana, Master of Laws. Ms. Michaela Catherine Maher, Master of Laws. Mr. Mametlwa Salbi Mahoto, Master of Laws. Ms. Karabo Precious Mangope, Master of Laws. Ms. Charmaine Akani Manzini, Master of Laws. Mr. Caleb Mapata, Master of Laws. Ms. Zina Jane Martin, Master of Laws with distinction. Ms. Lindiwe Ndunge, Master of Laws. Ms. Piwoguhle Lindelwa Nyandu, Master of Laws. Ms. Lindiwe Vuisile Nani, Master of Laws. Ms. Sidumisile Tembelihle Ngube, Master of Laws. Mr. Mduduzi Wiseman Nombeu, Master of Laws. Ms. Sibahle Nwata, Master of Laws. Ms. Refilwe Prudence Sekobe, Master of Laws. Ms. Ntokozo Sobikwa, Master of Laws. Ms. Johanna Isabel van den Heever, Master of Laws.
Chancellor, it is now my honor to introduce to you the honorary doctoral candidate, Ms. Sophia Teresa Williams de Brain. Ms. Sophia Teresa Williams de Brain was born in 1938 in Village Board, a culturally mixed community in Gqeberha in Eastern Cape. Her struggle for freedom and equality led to her participation in the Workers' Union, and this sparked her interest in greater political involvement. Ms. Williams de Brain was the founding member of the South African Congress of Trade Unions, SACTU, which would later evolve into the more well-known organization COSATU. And in the 1950s, she was appointed as the full-time organizer of the Colored People's Congress in Johannesburg after the promulgation of the Population Registration Act. Her involvement in labor organizations representing and articulating the grievances of workers contributed to the establishment of a constitutional framework that protects the rights of all workers. Along with other extraordinary women such as Lillian Goyi, Rahima Musa, Helen Joseph, Albertina Sisulu, and Bertha Glower, Sophia Teresa Williams de Brain was instrumental in the organization of the Women's March held on 9 August 1956, where 20,000 women marched to the Union buildings in Pretoria, protesting the past laws imposed on women. At the tender age of 18 years, Miss Williams de Brain was the youngest of the brave women leading the march. It was the first time that women of all races united for freedom and equality against the oppressive laws. Today, she is the only remaining living leader who took part in this historic event. The participation of these courageous women at a time when their civil and political rights were not recognized paved the way for ordinary women to make their voices heard. They undertook this protest despite the threat of imprisonment. When asked why she took part in the march, she replied, "For our children." Throughout her life, Ms. Williams de Bruyn has been dedicated to the struggle for equality and women's rights. During the apartheid era, she was appointed as the secretary of the ANC Women's League. In the post-apartheid era, former President Thabo Mbeki appointed her as a commissioner at the Commission for Gender Equality before she became a member of the Gauteng Provincial Legislature in 2004, where she served as Deputy Speaker from 2005 until 2009. Hereafter, she was elected to serve as a member of the National Assembly. As part of the Commission, she could ensure that the practical implementation of gender equality was realized through policy developments, public education, legislative initiatives, and enforcement of our constitutional values and rights. As a member of the National Assembly, she became an active participant in the democratic legislative process, and through this process, she could contribute to the promotion of gender equality and the empowerment of women in general. During her lifetime, she has been honored with various prestigious awards. These include the Ida Mtwana Award in Silver for exceptional service rendered to the women of South Africa, which were awarded in 1999, the 2001 Women's Award for exceptional national service, as well as the Mahatma Gandhi Award for her extraordinary contribution to the establishment of democracy in South Africa in 2001. In Sophia Teresa Williams de Bruyn, we have a national icon and a champion of human rights and female equality, worthy of veneration. Her efforts resonated in the improvement of the living conditions of the people of South Africa in the current context of the continued debate on and struggle for the empowerment of women in the workplace, politics and social interactions. Sophia Teresa Williams de Bruyn's contribution to the empowerment and the rights of women resonate both locally and globally. Her status in South African society as a political activist and champion of women's rights is nothing short of iconic. The University of Johannesburg hereby confers an honorary doctoral degree onto Ms. Sophia Teresa Williams de Bruyn.
Chancellor Professor Ndebele, Vice Chancellor Professor Marwala, members of Council, Executive Dean of the Faculty of Law, Professor Mpedi, partners from business and industry, staff, graduates, parents and relatives, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor and privilege for me to be present with you at this virtual graduation ceremony and to accept this special honorary doctoral award. But to me, it is more than an individual recognition. It is a collective remembrance of the many strong, brave, tenacious women that went before and served alongside me. Women who risked their lives for the multiple freedoms we enjoy today. We may not remember all the names of the 20,000 women in the March of 1956, but today we feel the impact Those women of all races, all walks of life, showed up and made their voices heard and felt. I am here today humbled by the extraordinary individuals that have conquered this occupied space, in which I stand for their exceptional contributions in various fields. To name just a few, the likes of which include the 100-year-old African-American mathematician Katherine Johnson, whose calculations of the orbital mechanics as a NASA employee were critical to the success of the first and subsequent United States manned space flights. Our renowned artists, nationally and internationally, Mam Esther Nkwindi Matslangu, for her legacy as a cultural entrepreneur. The staunch anti-apartheid campaigner and civil rights leader in the United States, Ambassador Andrew Jackson Young Jr. The South African social justice campaigner and global civil society activist, Mr. Kumi Naidoo, and Chief Justice Mogoeng, upholding the independence of the judiciary and by promoting access to justice in a tangible way. I could go on but need not belabor this point. While I received a special acknowledgement from University of Johannesburg, it is also wonderful to see how UJ has grown in just 10 years since the merger of the Rand Afrikaans, University Rau, the Technikon Witwatersrand, TWR, and Vista University. It is increasingly becoming a university of choice. As UJ aims to inspire its community to transform and serve humanity through a innovation and the collaborative pursuit of knowledge, I wish to draw a focus on serving humanity. As you graduate today, there is much reason to be proud of your hard work, your accomplishments, and this important milestone in your lives. In the same vein, I implore you, as you go into the marketplace in various areas of work, to use your achievements wisely and find ways to serve others in less fortunate circumstances. I often reflect on the progress made over the years and on the kind of leadership we had then, compared to the crop of leaders we have today. Leadership was very much an honor, and it is very core was a dedication to serve people. The spirit of servant leadership is almost non-existent today. When we mobilized, not only in the 1956 March, but as a young woman like myself in the textile unions around workers' rights and the fight against apartheid, our leaders, Mam Lillian Ngoyi, O.R. Tambo, Helen Joseph, Raymond Mushlaba, etc., so many of them, instilled in us the principles and value of servanthood. Leaders led by example, championing the cause with great passion, dignity, and commitment. And my late husband, an avid freedom fighter, fondly remembered as Benny Nato, his MK name, exemplified the type of leadership. He was an orator of note who captivated the masses with his impassioned speeches and love for people. The following is one of Molly Marty's famous quotes. And I opened the quote by saying, "A noble leader answers not to the trumpet calls of self-promotion, but to the hushed whispers of necessity." Close quotes. I cannot deny that women today have much more opportunities and rights than 60 years ago. However, numerous gender surveys indicate that despite women paving their way when it comes to education, certain sectors remain male-dominant, and there are still more men in management and senior management positions. For example, women comprise only 32% of Supreme Court of Appeal judges, 31% of advocates, 30% of ambassadors, and 24% of heads of state-owned enterprises. And only 32% of managers in South Africa are women, whilst 97% of the domestic work sector are populated by women. And these are the Stats South Africa of 2018. The struggle for gender equality is an ongoing one, and the campaign for equity in the workplace, in leadership positions, in access to finance, in equal pay, all of the various spaces should and must be supported by men too. Because where women thrive, we all thrive as a society and as a nation. The impact of COVID-19 has taken a devastating toll on the lives of all South Africans, and the burden has been disproportionately shouldered by women, especially poor women. Of the estimated 3 million job losses in 2020, women constituted 2 million, mostly in the low-paid, vulnerable occupations. The devastation of COVID-19 in South Africa has once more laid bare the systemic weaknesses in the quality of service delivery, such as water, sanitation, services, housing structure in healthcare, and infrastructure in poor communities across the country, and further entrenched the deep inequality in our society, inherited from apartheid. The scourge of gender-based violence remains a blot on our society. According to the Wilson Center, between the 26th March 2020, when the lockdown began, and the 3rd April 2020, in 1 week alone, 8,700 cases of gender-based violence were reported. Violence against women is not just a woman's problem. We need to include men in the conversation and teach the boy child early to respect females and see them as equals. We need to challenge strongly the myth and entrenched behaviors that plague deranged minds that continue to violate, abuse, and assault women. And we must delve deep and find innovative ways to curb these ugly ills that hinder our progress. And I am convinced that there is more that unites us than that which divides us as a people. When we join forces across race, across religion, and all the other divides, we have more chance of succeeding at making an indelible impact. These are some of the success factors that characterize our activism. We had a common enemy, oppression, and we fought it collectively and with our dignity intact. Our struggles was characterized by selfless leadership committed to the cause of freedom, of justice and equality for all. And we have a shared responsibility in making South Africa a great place to live in shaping our collective future. In the words of Joe Biden, no fundamental social change occurs merely because a government acts. It's because civil society, the conscience of a country, begins to rise up and demand change. For over 6 decades, I have devoted my life to gender and human rights activism. And even at this stage of my life, when many urge me to slow down, I aspire to do more. Much of my life's work and that of my late husband, Henry de Bruin, will be commemorated with other key programs in our foundation, which is now established. And we thank you, Jay, for your commitment to assist in this endeavor and look forward to great outcome materializing. I need to thank all the special people who have stood by us and supported the Sophie and Henry de Bruin Foundation, the board members, my family members, Dr. Angelo, my daughter-in-law Trudy, my daughters Danielle and Sonia, and most importantly, I'd like to mention my great-nephew, Nigel de Bruin, who took incredible responsibility in keeping the foundation alive under enormous difficulties. So to all of you, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Lastly, a special thanks to you, to the JU Council and management for the most prestigious award. And in conclusion, while we celebrate the achievements of qualifications today, may we also be reminded of the continuous need for tolerance, sensitivity, and unity, especially towards those who are lesser endowed than ourselves. And my final words are, be purpose-driven, take up your rightful space, and let your voice be heard. I thank you, and God bless you.
The devastation brought by COVID-19 pandemic has left the global community in disarray. However, it is also a period that has shown our collective courage and unity as a country. Graduates, we are proud of your achievements. Yours is a truly outstanding and landmark achievement for you personally, your family and friends, your community, and for all of us here at UJ, South Africa and beyond. As we all celebrate, our graduates stand as reminders that accomplishment, triumph, and celebration are the outcomes of dedication and perseverance, traits which our nation and our world should draw great inspiration from. Our hope is that the time and sacrifices that you, your families, the university, and the state have invested in your education will now see you continue to grow intellectually, professionally, and as committed and respected citizens of our country and the wider global community. Let us also express words of gratitude to parents, families, spouses, partners, and friends for their support, motivation, and love during your studies. A graduation is an important achievement, and it also marks a new beginning. As our great leader Nelson Mandela wrote in his autobiography, Long Walk to Freedom, he said, "I have walked that long road to freedom. I have tried not to falter. I have made missteps along the way, but I have discovered the secret that after climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. I have taken a moment here to rest, to steal a view of the glorious vista that surrounds me, to look back on the distance I have come. But I can only rest for a moment, for with freedom come responsibilities, and I dare not linger, for my long walk is not yet ended." Having reached the summit of the mountain, one realizes, as Nelson Mandela reminds us, that there are even more mountains and valleys ahead. You graduated today at a time when the world faces considerable challenges. However, we are confident that our UJ graduates will contribute significantly towards a sustainable, better world. We believe our graduates have acquired the ingredients to become leaders that display exemplary ethical leadership that sets the tone for high standards. Remain critical thinkers, and armed with your UJ qualification, be change agents for a better world. To our graduates, Chancellor's Medal and Faculty Prize winners, our Masters and Doctoral candidates, and their supervisors, congratulations and well done with your exceptional academic performance. Special congratulations are extended to our distinguished honorary doctorate recipients for this year. UJ is truly proud of and privileged to have this association with you. I thank you. Re a leboga, baya danki, siyabonga.
The University of Johannesburg. The future